Today we're going to discuss what would happen to GTA 5 story if Michael failed to save both Jimmy and Franklin during the mission father-son. So let's say that during his attempt to save them, Franklin gets shot point blank in the head by one of the thieves, and as soon as Jimmy comes out from where he was hiding, he would shoot and kill Jimmy right alongside Franklin, and Michael, in an enraged state, shoots the two thieves, causing Jimmy and Franklin's bodies to fall into the road, and Michael, upon realizing that he can't really do shit for his son and his new friend, so he would have no choice but to call the cops. And when they do show up, he would tell them the entire truth, or almost the entire truth, because he would leave out the details where he killed the two thieves. And Michael would be taken in and questioned by the cops, but they couldn't really prove anything, because yeah, they did find the two dead guys on the boat, but they couldn't prove that Michael killed them. They probably had a suspicion, but they couldn't really prove that. And as for the guy who stole the boat, actually the guy who was driving the truck that had the boat attached to it, let's say he ran off or something. He was never seen again, probably went on the run, and no one ever found him. And Michael would, after getting released from the cop station, the realization would hit him like a truck. Not only was he responsible for Franklin's death, he was also responsible for Jimmy's death in a way, because he couldn't save him, and when he would break the news to the rest of his family, they would leave him and blame him for Jimmy's death, choosing to cut all ties with him and never come back. And in this reality, Michael would be so depressed that not only would he never pull Madrazo's house down, because we would never get to that point in the storyline, but Michael would never go back to robbing, and slowly, day by day, the guilt over the death of a friend he just made and his own son would be too much for the retired bank robber. And one night, when looking at the old photo of him and Jimmy playing baseball, Michael would pull out the same gun he used to shoot the two thieves, and desperately wanting it all to end, he would turn the gun on himself, and that would be the end. And when the cops show up after they got a call from a neighbor who heard the shot, they would discover a dead Michael in the hallway. But real quick though, if you're enjoying this video right now, before we continue this story, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also check out my second Kingdom Hearts channel if that's some sort of content you're interested in. And while you may think that it would be found out that he was the Michael Townley, that's not the case, simply because of the fact that the public never knew what Michael actually looked like before, when he was actually Michael Townley before he went into retirement back in 2004. And yeah, this would suck for Dave in the sense that he wouldn't get any more money on a monthly basis from Michael, because Michael used to pay him around 10k a month for his silence, but now Michael also wouldn't be a loose end for him or Steve Haynes, so I guess it's a you win some you lose some type situation. Speaking of which, Dave would probably feel sorry for Michael and his family, at least, as him and Michael were somewhat friendly towards each other. However, Steve would never be a problem, as this means that Steve and Dave could never use Michael to do their dirty work for them. As for the rest of Michael's family, they would, after his death, sell the house and again move somewhere else for a fresh start, likely even out of the US entirely. Franklin's family and friends would find out what happened to him, but they would never know that his death and the death of some rich dude in Rockford Hills and his son had anything to do with each other. And since this happened right after Franklin and Lamar kidnapped Dee, Stretch would have Lamar set up and killed during the Mission Hood Safari, and he would of course be entirely on his own in this situation, so yeah, there's no chance of him ever making it out of there alive. As for Lester, he would be well aware of everything that happened and would probably be sad about the death of his former friend, and especially because that dream of them doing the big one together with Michael would also be dead. As for Trevor, he would never ever even know that Michael survived Prologue. However, he would still be getting the emails from quote-unquote Brad, and one day he would try to break him out of prison with Ron and Wade. After making their way through the entire prison, confused as to why Brad wasn't anywhere to be found, Trevor would go on the run, and while trying to evade hundreds of cops and flee the state of San Andreas, it would click with him that Brad's likely dead just like Michael, and for the rest of his life, Trevor would now have to keep moving in order to stay off the grid and never get found, which is actually a good thing, because had he stayed in Sandy Shores, he would have just just been killed by the Chinese there anyway. Now, as for the bad guys, Devin Weston wins, as he can do with the movie studio whatever he wants. Solomon Richards is of course fucked again. Steve Haynes would likely get himself arrested as soon as he would get involved with the whole Mr. K and IAA situation. He wouldn't have the trio to clean up his mess for him. So there would be no FIB raid, he would be still found out by probably even the IAA, so Steve Haynes is also fucked. Dave would probably come off okay in this version, as sooner or later Steve wouldn't be a problem anymore. The Chinese would take over Trevor's territory and Stretch and would be able to form whatever alliance he wants with the Ballas, considering that he had Lamar set up and killed by them as a peace offering for the whole D situation. And with that said, I want to thank you for watching this What If. Leave your thoughts and opinions on this What If in the comments down below. This is probably my favorite What If that I have done in a fat minute. This story went all over the place and I absolutely love that. Also, leave your What If suggestions down in the comments. Make sure that there are actually some good ones that will affect the story in some huge ways. And until next video stream, bye bye.